Hey everybody, it's me, Edward Jones, back with a new video. Riot at UC-Berkeley. I'm calling it what it is. They want to call it a violent protest. It's a riot. I know a riot when I see one. First, I want to give a shout out to Grease Monkey. You can see that. There you go. I'm gonna give a shout out to these guys. These black nitrile gloves are amazing when you're doing mechanic work, or when you're, as I'm doing right now, cleaning a friend's Beretta, the 92S? No, 92F. A lot of freaking springs and pins. I never even think it was that so complicated to take this apart. But don't worry. So I got my good old Browning off to my side. But I figured I'd take a break from some gun cleaning to, get my thoughts on this whole mess. And if you're not caught up to speed, senior editor of Breitbart, Milo Yiannopoulos. He's a social commentator, journalist, and I guess some may call him a vagabond. You're just a rabble rouser, but I think I like the things that he talks about. And he's been on this tour, going to different colleges, to point out the ridiculousness of these snowflakes, these SJWs, to talk about various things like the failure of feminism, and how many of these rights groups, they have just basically fallen apart, and they're working towards something that's counterproductive to what's familiar in America. A lot of censorship, these safe zones, trigger warnings, this, that, and all this other garbage. And well, he's supposed to speak. He was invited by a Republican group at UC-Berkeley. He's invited to come speak. And normally, it's something that happened. He gets a lot of protests at these at the events that he's invited to. I think there was one where someone was shot outside of it. I don't think the person died, but I think it was it may have been UC Davis. I might be mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. But this time he was going to UC-Berkeley, which is supposed to be considered the start of basically the head of free speech. A riot got started, causing the event to be canceled out of safety, because there was a protest beforehand, and then they said some outside group, maybe about 150 people dressed in black, started throwing rocks. They broke the windows at the center he was supposed to speak, where the event was being held. And then all right, there's peaceful protest, but calling something non-violent protest, that's just political correctness. That's so much malarkey. Not when you have Molotov cocktails being thrown, that's not a violent protest. That's a riot. When you have what was it? Yeah, a generator. There was a generator holding up a floodlight pushed over, which also caused a fire. That's pretty much contributing to a riot. When you have people who are not, there was a delivery driver, I read in one article, to an Italian restaurant. He was driving slowly, around where everything was, falling apart. He got attacked. He got hurt. He got hit in his arm. He was aided afterwards and was able to go about his job, because delivery guys got to make their money too. That's riot. That's pretty much a riot. That reminds me of Reginald Denning, getting yanked out of the truck, getting hit with a brick. I seen that footage back from it's funny, it was LA riots in '92. The video footage that really got me onto wondering what gun control was. This generation that's contributing to this kind of stuff, they've been grossly misled, and I'm blaming their parents. I'm blaming their parents for not challenging their children. I'm blaming them for not being cautious of what their children will be exposed to, what they expose their kids to. And just being all around weak, because these are the actions of I guess childlike individuals, child-minded or simple-minded, not even simple-minded, just feral, just feral beings. You know, you can't handle what someone says, so you riot over it. Yeah, I mean, Milo says some things that can get under people's skin. He says some things that can be seen as offensive. A lot of things he say actually makes me laugh. But to go as far as to actually, you know, shut down an event. And I remember there was a young. I was reading an article earlier in the day. I wish I could bring the article back up. I mean, if I can find the article again, I'll include the link in the description box. This chick, she was saying that she was the person leading the protest, basically saying that their violent reaction is necessary to counteract hate speech. Or they shut down. You know, it was important that they shut down this event because, you know, his hate speech is inflammatory, and he didn't even make it to the event. In this whole thing just devolved from you know, a silly peaceful protest to just being a full-out riot. And last I read, there were no arrests made. You gotta be kidding me. They also, the riot also made its way towards a particular bank, I believe. People start smashing the windows of the bank, and they destroyed the ATM machine. They destroyed one of the pillars to an ATM machine. So I guess it was the roof that held it up. Oh boy, you know, and people, you know, and people wonder why preppers invest so much time in, you know, this kind of gear and guns and self-defense training and this, that, and the other. Which also I'm going to do a video about, and I did a video about this earlier, about liberals now buying guns. I want to do a video about that sometime in the near future. But then they wonder, why do they do all this stuff? This is exactly it for deranged individuals like this, for people who can't get over that someone has a different opinion from them. To the, you know, I mean, they can't get over that fact. It's a fact of life, which sadly a lot of these young adults have not been prepared for life. Because if they had been prepared for life, they wouldn't be reacting this way. You know, no one who has their head, you know, no one who has a tight grip on their feelings, or who has a critical thinking skills, or just a general understanding of how the world works. They don't do these kind of things. You know, I think I'm wearing this helmet because of that. I think anytime there's like active violence, I'm going to talk about active violence at this scale, I'm going to wear this helmet. This is going to be my new hat for riots, for, you know, violent protests. Oh boy. And a lot of this has to do with Milo he's a supporter of Trump. He you know, made his support known throughout his work online and articles, throughout the things, you know, the events he's spoken at, and it gets under their skin. These SJWs, I gotta start calling them melted snowflakes. You know, they're melted snowflakes, because once the heat gets turned up just a little bit, they just fall apart. They lose all form, and they just you know, have violent outbursts. They attack people. You know, even I think it was inauguration day, a limousine was set on fire. For what? You know, now the guy who owns that limousine has to find a way to get the money. You know, people talk about, you know, that's some insurance for it. It's the fact that you had a piece of your property destroyed because there are people who could not handle. They couldn't handle a certain situation because basically their feelings got hurt, or they're in fear, so they don't take necessary precautions of properly preparing for what they think is going to happen. You know, they set a car on fire. They know they attack other people, they destroy things, and just general mayhem. We're in some interesting times. You know, it hasn't even been a month since the inauguration, and all this stuff is going on. But I'm gonna get back to cleaning this Beretta. Also surprised I didn't know the frame was this light. I thought these had steel frames. I know they were aluminum, but aluminum alloy. I'm gonna get back to, you know, working on this project. Tell me what you think. Would you say this is a prime example as to why preppers do what they do. Why are they trying to get other people? Why are they trying to get others who are on the fence to, think about what's really going on in the world and how they should, how they ought to prepare accordingly. I love to read your comments. I want to say thank you to all those who have helped make the channel grow. If you like the content, you know someone who likes it, continue to let them know this channel. Any gripes, complaints, send me a PM, leave a comment, do whatever you want. It's I'm not gonna burn down all of this because I lost my cool. But thanks for checking out this video. Riot at UC-Berkeley. Ain't this something? I'm Edward Jones, and thanks for watching.